fans, and welcome to another episode of the JokerPool Podcast. I'm Dustin Howell, your host, up in the web.
And I am the co-host that does anything a spider can, Jed.
Alright, now today we'll be talking about our review of the Amazing Spider-Man movie put out by Sony and Marvel. But before we get into that...
Wait, which one are we reviewing? Spider-Man Homecoming or Amazing Spider-Man?
Whoops, Spider-Man Homecoming!
Oh, there you go.
Sorry, Amazing Spider-Man Homecoming, Spectacular Webhead Spider-Man.
Whatever, there's too much.
Alright, but before we begin, I want to do a disclaimer. A lot of people go online, look up reviews on the movie, take their word for it, and then they never see the movie for themselves, or worse, they go into the movie with that person's thoughts in their head, and then they hate the movie no matter what.
Don't do that!
Don't be a sheeple, be a shepherd, and make your own opinion, okay? We got enough sheep in the world.
Yeah, we got enough critics to tell us that.
Critics?
Just go see the movie for yourself. Don't before you read any reviews. I'm guilty of doing that myself. So please go see the movie before you read any reviews. Or try to avoid the reviews as best as you can. Watch the movie, read what they think, and so on. Blah 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 blah.
Yes, thanks, Jed. So yeah, we're gonna start off with a little bit of a non-spoiler thing. Then we'll say spoilers, and that's when you can turn off the video if you want for spoilers. But as far as Spider-Man goes, I liked it. It was extremely funny.
It was hysterical, and you know what, Tom Holland, I gotta give it to you, man. Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield was a great Spider-Man, but Tom Holland, you've got both sides right. I applaud you, man. I applaud you.
Yes, Tom Holland was excellent, especially as a young teenage Spider-Man, which is what the character
He's
is.
around our age.
Yeah, well,
He's
younger.
21.
He's younger.
He's 21.
Oh, Tom Holland is?
Yeah, he's 21.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's 21.
And he's British, so the fact that he can pour off a New Yorker accent is pretty damn cool.
All right, we're sorry about we experienced a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Sorry about that.
But let's keep going.
Okay, yeah. So we both like Tom Holland. It was cool to see Tony Stark in it be Iron Man. He's kind of like
I loved him in this movie.
Yeah, he was pretty cool. Although he didn't do that flying swinging shot you see in the trailer where Spider-Man's swinging and Iron Man's flying. He never did that, but
I know.
Cool.
I was so upset.
Yeah, and yet the DVD cover is gonna have that on the cover. Whatever.
I am offended.
Yeah, but it was a pretty good origin. Well, not really an origin story, just a story of Peter Parker's life. And he meets a villain that's more on his level. He's not meeting a villain that's like Thanos or Red Skull or Loki level. He's meeting a villain that like he can actually handle.
He's human.
Yeah, you know, he's just well, I don't want to spoil too much, but he's just like a thief, and he's the Vulture, if you didn't know that, played by Michael Keaton, who ironically played Batman and Birdman before this.
And now he's the Vulture. And not to mention he's an actor that can actually act.
Yes, he does a great job. Michael Keaton always excels in whatever he does.
He's an actor that can actually act.
Alright, ready for spoilers, Jed?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay.
Are you ready? Alright. And the first part that I like to see is who cleaned up the mess after the Chitauri battle in New York City. I was glad to see that.
That was really interesting.
How would you... who would clean that up? What organization in our government is capable of cleaning up alien technology?
Yeah, that was pretty cool, and it explains where the Vulture got his tech, which is pretty neat.
And the fact that the fact that they're doing it to provide for their families and become arms dealers to provide money, home, shelter, food, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, because see, Vulture, he's an interesting villain in that he's not. He's selfish and he's willing to, well, hypothetically kill. He never really kills on on purpose, but
Well, yeah, he killed that one guy that was the first shocker accidentally. He's like, you told me this was the freeze gun. Is that what he said?
no, like,
you told me that was a freeze
anti-grav gun.
Anti-grav gun. He's like, oh well.
But he's not 100% evil, which in today's society we're seeing that a heck of a lot. But it was kind of a nice little break because
I liked villains that have connections to either the heroes or the people the hero talks to, like family. You know? Like Ego in Guardians of the Galaxy. I loved that. Those are the villains I love.
Where he was the dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It brings a whole new level to the fight, and Peter Parker's already got enough problems. Like, he's trying to learn his new suit capabilities throughout the whole movie, and like every hero begins missing out on everything. Yeah, which, I mean, it's kind of his fault, because, like, Tony Stark just wants him to lay low, be a regular kid. He wants to become an Avenger through pretty much the whole movie, so he's not being a kid, which is something he learns the hard way, that, like, sometimes it's more important things in life, kind of a deal, which a lot of heroes, they miss out on life because they're being heroes. Yeah. And does that not feel like New York City to you? Doesn't his high school feel like it's in New York City? Yes, it was very awesome that they had the setting right. The actors all did a great job. At first I was kind of turned off by Aunt May because she's gotten younger as the different reboots have happened. Hey, I got to quote Tony Stark. Hey, May, I wonder what you're wearing. Hope something skimpy, I hope. Yeah, Tony Stark's a horn dog. Happy's in it quite a bit. He calls her Aunt Hottie. Yeah. The one thing that bugged me, though, was, I mean, this movie got a lot of hype, but if it had been the first Spider-Man movie ever made, it wouldn't have done as well or made as much sense. If you notice, you got hints here about him getting bit by a spider. Which I'm glad we didn't see the spider bite again. We don't need to see the same things we've seen over and over. Yes, but the problem was this movie resided, like, it needed a foundation to sit on. If it didn't have Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield's base already planted, I mean, it would have been like seeing Batman Returns without seeing the first Batman movie. That is a good point. You bring up a point there. It needed a solid foundation. I totally agree with you there, man. And I did not like MJ very much. I mean, she was hysterical. What are you talking about? She gets a chance to go to, like, see the Washington Monument, and when she does, she throws a racist comment out there, like, oh, this is... And yeah, it probably was built by, like, slaves, and slavery was horrible, but, like, I mean... And the security guard confirming it! Well, yeah, but just, like, one, I'm never gonna get to see that. I'm never gonna get that opportunity. And two, like, I'm kind of sick of the liberal stuff in movies that they keep throwing in it, but not to mention all the Easter eggs in the Spider-Verse that they keep dropping. That was cool, though, like Scorpion. Like, the Scorpion and Prowler, and not forget his nephew, Miles Morales. Oh yeah, the Prowler, the thief that was going to buy alien weapons, realizing after that there were alien weapons, like, I don't want anything near any of those near these things. My nephew lives here. And in case you're wondering who Miles Morales is, he's another character that would eventually take over for Peter Parker after Peter supposedly dies. I hope that doesn't happen in these movies. To clarify, that's in the alternate universe setting, so it could happen, couldn't. Currently in the comics, they mash both universes together and they're both team up. So you can team up with Peter Parker too, which would be cool. Yeah. You know, the guy that played Flash Thompson, the bully, he got a lot of hate on from the internet. He was an a-hole, though. But I'm saying, like, the internet were raging, like, Flash Thompson was supposed to be a white guy. Now you're being racist there, you morons. I'm tired of that too. Just like, whoever they cast, leave it alone, you know? Hey, when it comes to stuff like that, I say what I feel. You guys shut up. Okay? Shut up about that, okay? Alright, let's move on. Yeah, yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I wouldn't say it was my all-time favorite Spider-Man movie. I mean, I will always love the one with Tobey Maguire and William Dafoe as the Green Goblin. That's still my favorite Spider-Man.
William Dafoe is the Green Goblin. He always will be.
Yes, period. But it was a very good Spider-Man movie, and it was hilarious. It just...
And I want to talk briefly about the end credits scene where Vulture is in jail, and he meets Gargan, who, in case if you're Spider-Man fan, not Spider-Man friends, he is Scorpion, the villain that's stronger than Spider-Man. It is like Spider-Man, but he comes and talks to Vulture and says, "Hey, I hear you know who Spider-Man is. I got some people on the outside that are willing to kill him." And then what does Vulture do? If I knew who he was, he'd be dead already. Lied to Vulture. I mean, he lied to Scorpion. Just pretty much since Peter saved him from dying, he decides to save Peter that way, so now they're even.
It was pretty cool that Vulture had morals. I mean...
That's a morality, yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, Michael Keaton was awesome, Tom Holland was awesome, and the movie was hilarious. I did feel like it was...
And Aunt May was hysterical at the end. What the...
Yeah, yeah, that part's funny.
She finds out who Spider-Man is, and then she's standing in the background. I'm like, uh-oh. And then it cuts to the credits right before she drops the famous word. And, oh my gosh, I was crying in the theater.
That part was hilarious.
My parents were crying too.
I did feel like it was filler until we see the Thanos battle, but it was still a really good movie.
Yes, it was. And I think that's all we have for this episode.
Yep, thanks for watching this episode of the JokerPool Podcast. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Jed.
See you next time.
It's web swinging time!